Alright YouTube, so didn't get as far as I wanted to last night. It did get pretty, not really cold, but it got really dark pretty quick, so I did get a little bit more done. You can see the alternator's off. Pretty much all it was a bolt here. You loosen up. It has, I'll have to show you what I mean, but it had a bolt here with a piece on the back and the bolt that goes down into it. Actually, it's right here. So there's that one bolt you loosen up. Then this is what went on the bracket. Basically, you loosen this bolt up, then start loosening this up, and it drops the alternator down so you can take the belt off. Then obviously you gotta take that bolt out and this bolt out to get out. And you can't, without taking this pulley off, which the belt had to be still on for, but you don't have to take it off right now. You couldn't exactly get these two bolts off, so you had to get the alternator out without taking this off, which was a little maneuvering, but it wasn't all that bad. So after that, I got, just little things. Got that unplugged, that hose off, which wasn't a big deal. I did get the strut tower bar off, which was just a bolt here and a bolt here. You don't actually have to take this whole thing off, just take those off on both sides and it comes off. And I got the mid-pipe exhaust off, the cat and resonator. All it was 3 bolts here, 2 bolts back there, the little rubber holding it up, and 2 little plates holding it off. I'll get under there and show you what I mean with my, if I can find my flashlight, there it is. Can't get it out of my pocket. Alright, so I said you had a plate there to there. You can take these bolts out, loosen those, it slides off. Same thing right here to there. Then you had the 2 bolts here on that pipe. You have the 3 bolts there, and you have to pry out a little bit on that one and push, but it came right out. Then you had to do that to get to the transmission. Oh yeah, you had a bracket here and to there, but you didn't have to take that off yet, but I went ahead and did it, just because it made it easier to get to that bolt. I got the transmission unbolted. They're 14mm. You got one there, one there, one. See the hook up there? There's one right under it. Yeah, you can kind of see it right there. You have the one that was hidden by the starter right there. Then you had this one right there behind, if I can point to it, right here behind the clutch line. So you just pull that little clip out on that. Oh, right here. It's one of those little, one of those little side clips. You get that, you can pull it out, and you can pull over just far enough. I'm trying to maneuver the flashlight and the camera with one hand. Move that over just far enough to get that bolt off, and then the transmission's unbolted. And since it's a 6-speed, there's no torque converter to move, take a bolt out, move again, take a bolt out. But so far, that is what I have done. I'm going to work on taking the intake off, the coil packs, motor mounts, and that one oil line. From what I read, it's not too bad to take the AC compressor off. That way you can leave it on the car. You don't have to redo your AC. So we're going to do that. I'll have to get all this stuff out of the way so I can show you how to do that. But so for the intake, let's see, you're gonna leave the throttle body on there, but you're gonna have, and this flashlight's kind of bright, hold on. Alright, you're gonna have a bolt there on each side of that. Alright, and I know you're gonna have a bolt there, a bolt right there, and a bolt on that side. besides little hoses and plugins, that should be all of that. We're gonna take this one off too. It'll be 2 bolts on each side. That way we can reach the hook right there. Don't break any of the plastic. But after that, I'm gonna work on motor mounts, which I'm gonna have to take the wheels off to get to, because yeah, you can't get to them through there. But as of right now, that is where I'm sitting, and I might not get the motor pulled out today, but I am hoping to get it to that point. That way tomorrow I can pull it out, put it on the stand, and start tearing it apart. Probably won't get it start torn apart this weekend. I'll probably have to wait till next weekend because I still got to do other stuff. I still need to get the bike going, and all I got to do is put coolant in it and burp it, then put the plastics back on. But I have to do that because I'm probably going to be riding that this week, just save on gas on the truck because it's expensive in gas. And then I gotta run to her parents' house and do some things over there. So I don't have all day today. I do pretty much have most of the day tomorrow to mess with it, except for grocery shopping and crap like that. But so that's where I am. I'm gonna get started and go from there. Alright YouTube, quick little update. I have gotten a little ways. She's about to wash the truck for me though, so it's gonna get loud. I got the intake off. I was a little wrong on the bolts. I showed you those 2 and those 3. Well, it had that one and that one. This one is very hard to get to. At least I didn't know an easy way to get to it, so for me it was really hard to get to. Every other one was easy. Then those 2 bolts went on top of this, so that was, and then these 2. Those 2, none of those were really that hard to get to. Said that was the bottom 2 of that. Then you had these 3 and the 2, like I just showed you. Then you had these 2. Let's see if I can get 2 right there, which really weren't that hard to get to. I got the wiring harness out. All that was left was one little ground on the bottom, so I went ahead and took that off. I got the coil packs off. All it was you had, well, obviously undo all that, undo that fuel line for the intake. It was on there, and this fuel line is going to come off with the motor, so you took that off. I got that O2 sensor unplugged. I got to pull that wiring harness out, so it'll come off. This bolt and these 2 hold the coil packs on, and just unplug them and unpull them off. I'm about to take these 2 bolts. I'm not sure if there's any on the bottom. I haven't. Yeah, there is. I see them. But I'm going to pull that off. That's the AC compressor so that we don't lose any Freon. But I'm about to do that and probably get these wheels off and start on the motor mounts. But that's it for now. Alright, so I ended up having to pull that pulley off to loosen these so I could get those wires out here. I've got this pulled off. There were 4 bolts holding it on. I'm waiting on a little bit more of the oil to drain before I take this pipe and this pipe off. But all the wiring's off. That wasn't very fun. I mean, you got the 4 injectors. I guess it's got 2 secondary injectors. And then that wiring was a pain back there. It wasn't that bad, but then you got, like I said, that plug-in. You got a plug-in there. You had this plug-in. Had those 6. You had one here. That wasn't very fun, but then you had one right down here under this one. Had the sensor here, and that's, besides one at the bottom, that's about it. And then, I mean, all the ground, pulled that off, all that came out. So all I lack is taking those 2 off. I'm gonna have to hook up the cherry picker before I start doing the motor mounts, but motor mounts and those should be it. So I'm gonna wait a little while, just a little bit for that oil to finish draining, pull these off, and we'll start on the motor mounts. Alright, so I've got all the wiring off still. I got, let's see, the oil line's off. There was one, there was the other down there, right down there. Here's a little bolt holding one on. Here it is right here. Those got drained out and everything, so I got all that done. Got the cherry picker hooked up now. I got that motor mount off. It wasn't bad. It was one bolt there. One bolt right there. Get to it. Let's see. So, had one bolt right behind that had. Can't get in here. Alright. This bolt right here. I took these two little bolts off. That one, and there's one right there. Then I said there was a bolt right there holding it on. Got the other side off. Haven't got it quite out yet, but there's a bolt here, a nut there, the two. Right here and right here, and then that one up top. You can see it's where the shiny part is, right there. I mean, it's easy to see when the motor mounts like that. I can't get it out yet until I get the engine started going up, which is going up, but I still have to pull it off of the transmission. So I'm gonna try to do that real quick, see what I can do. Sorry about the camera, it's all wobbly right now. Let's see. Oh, there goes the motor mount though. Alright, let's see if I can get that motor mount out yet. It does not want to come out. Oh, almost. Yeah, it's probably gonna have to come out up top. It's not wanting to come. But it can't come out this way very easily either, so it's gonna have to wait. Alright, let me get her to come hold this camera. Hey, can you hold this for me? Point over there. Whoops. Oh, yes. It's coming off the transmission. There goes some water. There it goes. Now let's see if I can kind of get it a little higher. Damn you. Oh, I'm hitting the hood. I can't go up any higher. Huh. Well, stay.
I don't think it can go anywhere.
Alright, well, I'm going to have to figure, I really don't want to take the hood off, but I might have to. I'm going to lower the engine back down, change where I have the chain, and go from there, and I'll be right back. Alright, so just had to let it back down. Instead of having the chain down here up like basically a triangle, I guess you say, I just went ahead and hooked it up there to take up, I don't know, that's at least 8 inches worth of slack out. And right now, I think it's out or undone, so I'm gonna pull it out real quick. Hold on one second. Got my glove. Alright. Just caught on anything. It's caught on this. Oh man, it's moving. Got up the hood again though. little more so I can miss this front cross member. What are you stuck on? Probably this exhaust that I really wanted to take off. Alright. Oh man. Apparently I did not take a hose off. Let's do that real quick. Might be easier. Just take this one off. Oh. Yeah, I might have to lower it back down, but because I forgot this hose, it kind of pulled on the clutch line, so I might end up having to replace that. This ain't a huge deal, depending on how much it is. Luckily it's the rubber hose though. Gotta get this hose off. No good way to get to it. There it comes. Twist and pull, twist and pull. Almost. Alright, now I just gotta... Oh. Alright, let's try this again. I believe everything was off. Oh, hitting the hood again. Alright, this is disconnected. Yes. Well, I don't see anything else connected. It's moving freely. Why these things love getting caught on stuff? That out. Don't want to knock my tools off. You can let it back down. And there you go. It's out. I guess there's no real mount holding the transmission up, which is weird. But I kind of noticed there was no bolts for it. But I figured, oh well. See, it's a little dirty down there, but I'm not worried about it. I'll pressure wash all this out. And yeah, you can leave the AC hooked up. I wanted to take the exhaust off, But I mean, it was a pain to get to. It would take a lot longer, and I saw a bunch of videos where they left it on, so I will have to take it off now. But as for right there, the motor's out, so I'm gonna attempt to figure out how to put it on an engine stand. I'm probably gonna sit like this for a little while, and then hopefully soon we'll get to tearing it down. If you like this video, if it was helpful, I hope it was for somebody out there. If it's helpful for at least one person, I'm happy. But yeah, if you like this, want to see the teardown, attempt to rebuild, or even the LS swap when I get to it, please hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks, have a good one.